everyone, I'm Kaitlin.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
We're back, baby.
Hello.
We're back with a new series.
Yes.
Did you guys...
Uncanny Counter.
Yes, the Uncanny Counter. Not encounter. Yeah. I am, really excited about this drama. It has a ton of buzz on Twitter. And, spoiler, I'm really liking it so far.
Same. Yeah, I finished episode 2 last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ready to see what was going to happen next.
Me too.
And I was like, oh shit, it's the end of the episode.
Yes, me too.
Okay. Well, fine.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, I want to watch episode 3 now.
Yeah, I wanted to know what the hell was going to happen with that little cliffhanger.
Yeah, and usually, or sometimes with K-dramas, I'm like, how close is it to the end? Not just because, I want it to be over, but I'm just trying to pace myself, I guess.
Yeah.
And with this one, I didn't think that at all. I was just, totally engrossed, and I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah,
it's the end.
It's good. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do the usual housekeeping first before we jump right in?
Yes. So, if you want to talk to us on the internet, you can tweet us at OKDramaPod on Twitter, OKDramaPodcast on Instagram, or you can send us an email at okdramapodcast@gmail.com. We also have a website, okdrama.com, where you will find links to previous episodes and all of our affiliate links to Daebak Box and Fashion Chingu. And also, thank you so much for my Bongsoon sweatshirt.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love it. Guys, I've only been talking about it for 2 years, and Jill was finally like, I'm just going to get it for her, so she stops talking about it. From Fashion Chingu. It's such a great website.
Yeah, they have a lot of cute outfits. Again, I really want and should get the manual, denim money outfit.
Yeah. I feel like you could pull it off. Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yes. What else? Oh, we also have a Patreon where you can become a patron and you'll get bonus episodes. And if you so choose to go higher in the tiers, you'll get stickers and patches and hangouts with me and Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we have an Etsy, which has really cute stuff, including stickers, pins, patches, and maybe more coming soon. And please rate and review the podcast. It really helps, and it makes me and Jill feel good. Mm-hmm. Please 5 stars, because we got a less than 5-star review, and Jill got sad.
Yeah, I sent it to Kaitlin. I was like, we got 3 stars, and they didn't leave a comment. They didn't even tell us what they didn't like.
Yeah.
So we can't improve. We can't improve if you don't tell us
what's
wrong. If
you want to leave less than 3 stars, just send us an email and...
And don't rate us.
Please.
If you have a lesser than 5-star feeling towards us, maybe just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Just don't listen. Or, if you're like, I like these people 60% worth, I don't know. I just feel like, why would you rate?
Just send us an email and let us know how we can improve.
Yes,
and
please.
We will try our hardest.
Yes.
And then once we've hopefully improved, then you can leave us that amazing 5-star review and be like, I thought they kind of sucked before, but then I emailed them and they got their shit together.
Yeah. And I'm wondering where in the run they were listening, because we've had a lot of ups and downs in terms of format and sound quality and, making a
podcast is actually kind of hard, guys.
It's not easy. It's easy to just record your voice, but to make it sound decent and to put on this whole production, It's a thing. And I like it a lot, but, you know.
They probably heard Egon croaking in the background and were like, what the fuck is that? And my brother said what happened. He was like, you need to keep Egon quiet because people are going to be, like, confused if they don't know what that is in the background. And I'm like, well, we mention Egon all the time. And he's like, yeah, but you got to keep him quiet.
I mean, yeah. But I feel like a lot of K-drama people are probably animal lovers too. I don't know.
Yeah. But Egon's like a special kind of animal. He doesn't even sound like a cat.
No. It's a thing. It's fine. I'm sure a lot of our listeners would probably love Egon, so. Yeah. Okay, do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Just the Uncanny Counter that we've experienced.
Let's do it.
All right. So we got some Wikipedia here. The Uncanny Counter, and I'm not going to try to do the Korean right now because I haven't been studying and I'm embarrassed.
Out of practice.
Yep. But in Korean, it translates to... Is this what it translates to? Amazing Sumun or Amazing Rumor?
Yeah, Somun in Korean is rumor.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So this is a South Korean television series, starring Jo Byung-gyu, Yoo Jun-sang, Se-jeong and Yeom Hye-ran. This is based on the Daum?
I don't know. Daum? I would probably read it down, but I have no idea.
Daum webtoon. These are all based off of webtoons. I love it. Webtoon Amazing Rumor by Jang Yi. It centers on the titular character Somun.
I think it's Moon.
Moon, okay.
Yeah.
So Moon, a crippled high school boy who is enlisted to be part of the Counters, a group of demon hunters who search for and fight against evil spirits that escape from the afterlife to prey on humans.
Ooh.
Such a weird, cool concept for, like, dealing with spirits and stuff.
Yeah. We've been dealing a lot with Reapers and spirits lately. And this is a fun one.
Yeah. And, I mean, typically you see it like just an evil little ghost going around and haunting and causing trouble and stuff. But not, like, taking over someone, basically. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I would say that this seems kind of like a Hotel de Luna / Mystic Pop-Up Bar kind of spirit vibe.
Yeah. And they also kind of word it in such a way, like, how these evil spirits kind of take over the body of people that are already kind of messed up, like, morally. People that do bad things or are already kind of mean, and the spirit, like, senses, like, this person's an asshole.
Yeah.
This person's a fuck like me. Awesome. And they just, like, jump inside of their bodies.
And they kind of did that with Goblin, too, where they would show Crickety whatever.
Rickety Cricket.
Rickety Cricket. Whispering in, like, shitty people's ears and then them doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a really fun drama so far, and I am loving it. But hey.
And it was picked by all of you, or most of you.
Yeah. It won, like, 58% of the vote out of 4. So,
cool.
a big win. But hey, we know some of these guys.
Please tell me, who do we know?
Did you recognize any of these boys?
No, I recognize the woman.
Yeah, okay, I said boys. I don't know.
Boys.
Any
Tell
of
me
these
about all these
people.
boys.
Okay.
I only recognize the woman who is in Goblin.
Okay, yeah, she has a very distinct face.
Yes.
So Jo Byung-gyu plays So-moon. He was in Sky Castle. He played the twin brother of the younger goon from Itaewon Class. Remember in Itaewon, I was like, I like this boy. I like Goon from Sky Castle, and I feel like I'm transferring my feelings.
Oh.
So
he plays a twin of that boy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So in Sky Castle, younger Goon and So-moon were twins.
Gotcha, okay.
Yes.
I can see the similarities.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously not identical, but yeah.
Yeah, close.
He was kind of the more badass twin who, like, didn't really give a shit. And the younger Goon was the more, like, sweetheart.
Gotcha.
He was also in the K2. I think he might have been the subway boy. It just, his listing is just part-timer.
Okay.
So, plus he's in a lot of others that I want to see. So, I thought, when I wrote this last night, I thought, I'll remember the others, but I don't.
You don't. It's okay.
So, then we have Yoo Jun-sang, who plays Ga Mo-tak. He was in Along with the Gods, and he played a trapped firefighter.
Is Ga Mo-tak the guy counter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the older guy.
Yeah.
Then we have Kim Se-jeong, who plays Do-hana, and she is in Busted, which is a kind... I don't want to call it a guilty pleasure. It's just kind of a weird mystery variety show on Netflix. Which season 3 is coming out, and I'm very excited. Busted is fun, y'all. Okay, she's also a singer. She was on one of those, like, I don't know what you call them. I guess reality shows where it's like a singing competition. Audition shows. And they put her in a girl group with the girl from Hotel de Luna, the intern.
Okay.
So they were in the same girl group, but I think they disbanded in 2020. But they're both doing great. They were, I think, were the two most popular. Okay. Then we have Yeom Hye-ran, who plays Chu Mei-ok. She was in Goblin. The K2. She played, her listing in the K2 was a cleaning lady. I don't recognize her from the K2 at all.
Okay.
And she's also in Mystic Pop-Up Bar. And Live. So, she's in a ton of other things, though.
Cool.
She looked really cool in Mystic Pop-Up Bar because she basically played a demon. Or she was like the manager of hell in Mystic Pop-Up Bar. So she looked super cool. Like, she always had like a red suit on, and anyway. Then we have An Suk-hwan, who plays Che Chang-moo. And so he's like the oldest counter, like the super rich guy. He was in 100 Days My Prince and Beating Again, plus a billion other things. Like, great career. Good for him. And then we have Lee Ji-won, who plays Lee Myu-chon, who's the younger girlfriend of So-moon.
Oh, of the three? There's the guy and then the girl?
Yeah.
Okay,
so she is in Sky Castle, which is also kind of crazy. And in Romance is a bonus book. I think she's Donnie's daughter.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I was trying to figure out who she was.
Yeah, I looked her up before we started recording, and I just saw, like, pictures of a little girl. I was like, who is this?
Yeah. Okay, it's crazy because she's 10 years younger than the actor who plays So-moon.
Weird.
Yeah. Because... And I feel like she doesn't look 10 years younger. I mean, I feel like they really aged him down and they aged her up, I guess, because she's only 14.
Wow, okay.
And yeah, in Sky Castle, so he, so the boy, So-moon, his character in Sky Castle, he's like a high school senior in that. And the girl, Lee Ji-won, she plays a character who's in like 7th grade. So, anyway, kind of weird.
Interesting.
I know, but look at them.
All right. Back together again.
Yeah.
All right. Should we jump into episode 1?
Yes, please.
All right. So Netflix says, on his birthday, So-moon's struck by a strange burst of light that leaves puzzling changes to his body. He finds answers inside the local noodle shop. we start... Oh, is this the actual...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so that was the Netflix little, like, storyline.
Mm-hmm. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward, but still lots of questions.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to find the answers to those questions, and we all are in the local noodle shop.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we start with a very dramatic opening.
Mm-hmm.
A little boy named So-moon and his parents are driving on a rainy night, and already you're like, oh, it's dark, it's rainy. They're all too happy in the car right now. This ain't going to end well.
Mm-hmm. You never want to see people driving happily in a car.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this movie that Andrew got me to watch. It's called Funny Games, and it's originally I think it's like from another country, like maybe Germany or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made an American version one. But like the film starts off with like a family driving. I think it's like a mom, a dad, and a son. I don't think there's a daughter there. But they're like driving to like their house or their cabin somewhere or something, some like other home they have,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all in the car like singing, blah blah blah. And then, like, the music dramatically in the movie turns to, like, metal music or something.
Oh, God.
But basically, like, this family, like, gets to their home and, like, these group of guys come, like, 2 or 3 guys, and they, like, take over the house and, like, have them, like, fucking hostage, and they're torturing them. And it's just, like, it's a really scary movie. Because
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's the kind where it's, like, it could really happen.
Yeah.
Like, people could really come to your fucking house and, like, fuck with you and, like... do shit, you know, and like fucking terrifying. It's so scary. I think we saw both versions and they were very similar and equally terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I see like a family in a car just like happy singing, living their best life, I'm like, oh God, this isn't gonna be good.
It's gonna be some funny game stuff.
Yeah. Not funny people. Which is a good movie but also very sad.
Yes.
All right, so the boy's parents are police officers, and the dad gets a call from his fellow detective. The detective tells him to watch out and survive. And the man gets attacked, and he falls from a rooftop and lands on a parked car. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, like, they're in the car, and the dad's like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? Where are you?
Like,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and he's like looking around.
Yeah, and then the car with the family gets hit by a large truck. And you noted major goblin PTSD. Yep. Mm-hmm. And the little boy sees it. So-moon, like, looks out the window and you just see, like, a bright light on his face.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
The boy survives, but his leg is crushed in the accident and both of his parents die. Right before So-moon loses consciousness, he sees the driver of the truck look into the car.
Ew.
I know. Oh, so scary and sad.
Bad news.
We flash forward 7 years and see that So-moon is living with his grandparents. His grandma appears to have dementia, and he's a really good kid. He helps to take care of her, and he helps the grandpa out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But So-moon now has to walk with a cane due to the accident. But he has a group of dorky friends, a boy and a girl whose names I forgot right now.
They're
might
really
be written
sweet.
later on. Yeah, they're both very sweet and just like great friends to have, and they
Mm-hmm.
help him. They take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 of them seem to write comics together. And they're, like, coming up with storylines and, like, just character backstory, biographies. And So-moon is the artist.
Mm-hmm.
And in the car, in the beginning scene, he's, like, drawing his family and stuff. So we see that, like, he's been drawing since he was, like, a little wee nugget.
Yes. Okay.
He's been just doing that his whole life.
I wanted to ask you, and I'm wondering if maybe they'll address it later. But I was thinking this, like, how old is So-moon supposed to be? Because we're flashing forward 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to, like, art shame anyone, but his drawing in the car was pretty crude. So, because, like, based on his looks, I would assume that he's, like, 17, 18.
Yeah.
But then you think back, okay, 7 years ago, that means that was an 11-year-old boy drawing like that.
Yeah, 11. What grade are you in 11?
You're in, like, 5th grade.
I've seen 5th graders draw that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you're an art teacher, so you would know. But I'm like...
I never know, like, I can never correlate ages with grades.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, I don't know how old you're supposed to be. But yeah, I've seen 5th graders that draw pretty crappy.
Okay.
They don't really know, like, what they're doing and haven't had.
I guess his skills have progressed a lot since he was drawing in the backseat of a car with crayons.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there because
he did look really young in the car, though. He looked younger than a 5th grader, for sure.
Yeah, but sometimes these, like, Korean kids, you're like, oh, that kid is, like, 6.
4.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, he's 12. And I'm like, oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Especially boys, I feel like. Like, just in general, boys tend to, like, hit puberty a little bit later.
Yeah, and it's, like, before puberty, you're, like you said, like, you're 4. And then after puberty, you're, like, you're 30.
Can never tell how old people are.
I know.
Goddamn.
With some boys, there's, like, very little transition.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like that's kind of how Alex was. Like, if you look at Alex, like, pictures of him when he was a little boy, like, he was, like, a very pudgy little boy, and then it's, like, he hit puberty, and then he just looked like a man. It's kind of weird.
So strange.
I know.
Yeah, so we don't know how old So-moon is. We can kind of infer somewhere in high school.
Yes.
But he goes out with his friends on his birthday, and they decide to go to a popular, like, hole-in-the-wall restaurant called Uni's Noodles. And we are briefly introduced to the shop employees, Dohana, or is it Dohana?
I think it's Do.
Dohana, the server, Chume. Oh, okay. I was going to be like, okay. Chumeok, the noodle cook, and Motak, the detective from before, from the very first scene. And he's chopping ingredients with super strength and a lot of precision and breaks the fucking knife.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, the fuck?
What's going on here?
Who are you? Hana appears to get a vision of someone being strangled, and she rushes to the back and tells her crew that she's found one, and it could be a, quote, level 3. They tell the customers that they are going to close early, and Hana tells everyone in line that they're closed for the day. Everyone is disappointed, but So-moon is just like, she's so beautiful. And she, like, there's, like, a mini hair flip that happens in the scene, and he's just staring at her with his mouth open. He's like, oh my god. The noodle shop gang calls their fellow member and updates him on the situation, an older man, and we learn that they are demon hunters, and the crew splits up in search of this bad guy that Hana saw in her vision. She finds him first, and there's an intense chase scene that ensues. They eventually catch up to the demon and inform him that they're Grim Reapers, but he's way too strong for them, and he's able to get away. There's a lot of, like, back and forth happening between them, like, fighting with him and then him hurting them and getting away.
Yeah, it's a very long fight /
Yes. The 4th demon hunter, named Se-jeong, waits in their, quote, territory for the demon. We don't know what a territory is really right now. We just know, like, the basic definition of territory.
Yes.
We don't know what it means in terms of these demon hunters. The demon eventually runs into this territory, and now Se-jeong seems to be strong enough to take on the demon. But the fight takes a turn when the territory fades. So I don't know, like, how this territory works, like, fades and shows up different places or whatever. But they're all communicating through, like, little earpieces. And they all know where he's at. They're all running towards him, and they're telling him, like, just wait, hold on. We're almost there. But the demon stabs him with a pipe and fucking sucks up his soul.
Nasty.
And he's like, oh, that tasted so good. Blah, blah, blah. He says something weird like that. It's the best soul I've tasted.
Yeah, I think this is what he says. Or that's what the subtitles say anyway.
And then at that point, a bright female spirit leaves his body. Leaves the demon hunter's body. And the demon runs off. And the spirit's, like, flying through the city like crazy, looking for another host. And she's like, I need someone in a coma. And then the rest of the noodle crew is mourning the death of their friend. They're in shock. They're upset. Really
gnarly, too, to be stabbed with a pipe.
Yeah. Fucking terrible. We cut back to the 3 dorky friends, and they have finally found a spot to eat lunch for So-moon's birthday. Jo Yeon, the female friend, urges Woongmin, the other boy, to report his bullies, but they don't tell So-moon the issue. They don't tell him he has bullies or what's happening. They're like keeping this from him. And then the three friends eat. They have a good time. They walk out of the restaurant through a crowded shopping area. And then suddenly, the spirit who has been searching for someone in a coma ends up entering So-moon's body, who is obviously not in a coma.
Yeah, and she's like, what?
Enjoying his birthday with his friends. Time stops. So-moon floats above the ground. Timer starts, and he falls, like, comes crashing down and hits really, really hard. And his friends are like, what the fuck? They're, like, trying to help him up, make sure he's okay. And then they all start freaking out because suddenly his hair starts, like, curling.
And they're like, popcorn!
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how this little spirit that entered his body made his hair curl, but something weird happened. And they were like, maybe you were hit by lightning. And the girl's like, in this sunny weather?
Yeah, she's like, are you stupid?
That don't make no sense. But everything seems fine. Like, he was, like, flustered and, like, didn't know what happened, but otherwise he's fine. He gets home, and then we have a sad but sweet scene of his grandpa giving him a birthday cake, and his grandma doesn't recognize him.
That's really sad.
Yeah, and then she slams the cake in his face. So-moon is freaked out when his hair remains curly even after a shower, and he's like, what the why is it still like this? Doesn't look bad, though.
No, it looks a lot better curly.
Yeah. And then he notices these little black dots on his hand, like on his fingertips, that won't wash away. And he's like trying to use like I think it was like a toothbrush or something. Or he grabs a toothbrush and the toothbrush breaks. And then the soap breaks when he's trying to like wash his hands. Like, everything's broken. Yeah. I'm like, that's all you're going to think right now? Not like, how is this happening? You just like suddenly think everything is old and falling apart. Like, wild. He lays down on his bed and he places his hand over his heart where the spirit orb entered his body. He suddenly falls into a dream where he's on a beach and the spirit woman named Yoo Jun introduces herself. So-moon is super confused and scared and he jolts awake in his room. And he's like, it felt like a dream, but not a dream.
But it was real.
But it was a dream, but what?
Yeah.
And he tries to tell this to his friend Jillian, but then they see that Woongmin is being bullied. So So-moon starts to intervene. And it's getting, like, pretty heated in a fucking library. And everyone's just, like, staring. But eventually a teacher comes after hearing the students shouting. And Woongmin is upset that So-moon put himself in danger for him. And he's like, don't do that. Like, I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah,
just
like,
let me deal with this.
You being hurt doesn't, like, both of us being hurt doesn't help the situation.
Yeah.
But it's sad. Bullies suck.
And the bullies in this series are awful.
Yeah.
Like, fucking get a hobby, pieces of shit.
They're, like, older goon level bad.
They suck so bad. We then cut to a super rich dude named Choi Jan-mul, who is the CEO of the store where Chol-jung used to work. He also goes to the noodle restaurant and appears to be one of the demon hunters. He tells them that they need to find the demon who killed Chol-jung, and they discuss how extraordinary this demon seems to be, like, incredibly strong, and maybe possibly, like, a level 4, he's so strong. They ask about where Yoo Jun is now, and the CEO tells them that she's now in the body of a kid who wasn't in a coma. And the noodle gang is like, what? If someone healthy, like, can someone healthy be a counter like them?
Yeah.
And so we don't really know, like, how any of this works at this point. But they're just like, how did she enter someone that wasn't in a coma?
Who's just walking around living his damn life.
enjoying life. But the CEO tells them that Yoo Jun has said that the boy is full of anger and emotion, so he'll be unstoppable once he blows up. CEO Choi tells them that they need to find the boy in order to avenge Se-jeong. It's crazy. We cut to a quick scene of the police cleaning up the crime scene of the victim that Hana had a vision of, and the police rule it a suicide. But a female detective arrives and challenges the other detectives and accuses them of covering up the case. She's the only one who gets it.
Yeah.
Only one trying to solve a murder here. We also see the mayor notice that a man who used to stage protests that the city killed his daughter is no longer around. The mayor's secretary informs him that the protester has committed suicide, but then we see people taking down the protest signs and shredding a radioactivity report conducted by the victim's company. So there's some shit happening. Yeah, some crazy shit.
Some shady stuff going all the way to the top.
Yes.
As they say.
As always. So-moon runs into the bullies on his way home from school. And we had learned in a previous scene that the bullies have influential parents, of course. So they're never punished. Like, even the teacher who, like, kind of breaks everything up is just like, oh, you're here too. And it's just, like, cool with them, you know? Like, no one wants to tell them anything.
Yeah. I think the main bully is the son of the mayor.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think even the friend is like, the teacher just said he'd help me reconcile with them. Not like punishment. Ugh, it sucks.
Yeah, it's shitty. The bullies then start to harass So-moon, but Hana comes in and saves the day. She takes So-moon to the noodle shop, and Mayo introduces everyone to So-moon. She explains that their job is to bring dark spirits back to the afterlife, and he should join them. Moon-tak isn't impressed with So-moon since he seems like just a wimpy kid, you know? He has a cane.
Yeah.
He can't...
He's skinny.
Yeah, he can't really do anything. But he briefly seems to recognize him. And so we'll get into that, I guess, later. I can't wait till that unfolds.
I know, me too.
So-moon says he doesn't know who he is, and Moon-tak grumbles. The gang starts to argue about So-moon joining them, but Mayeok reminds them that they need to avenge Se-jeong. They decide to show So-moon the door to the afterlife. Mayeok convinces So-moon by saying she'll heal his leg for him, so he obliges. So-moon enters the doorway again, and this time has a conversation with Yoo Jun. And Yoo Jun explains that they are in Yeong, the border between the living world and the afterlife. So-moon asks if he can see his parents here, but she shoots him down. She shows So-moon how dark spirits attach themselves to a murderous host and encourage them to keep killing so the dark spirit can eat the souls and grow stronger.
This was a shitty scene. Like, it was a good scene, but it was like, ugh. Like,
the woman getting murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he tries to stop it.
Yeah. Eventually strong enough to control... So they grow strong... The spirits grow strong enough to eventually control the host's body. And Yoo Jun tells So-moon that he will be given great powers and be able to help take down these dark spirits, but also admits that he may die in the process. And he's like, well, shit, I don't want to die.
Yeah, I'm good.
And he's like, do I have to do this? And she gives him a choice, and he decides to reject the offer. And this surprises Mayeok and Moon-tak. Hana explains that while everyone else who became a counter was saved from their comatose state, So-moon doesn't have any incentive to join them. Like, he wasn't basically brought back to life. He was just, again, enjoying his fucking birthday.
Yeah. He was just a sweet little baby.
Yeah, So-moon explains that even though Yoo Jun gave him a week to think about it, he's certain he can't join them since he can't risk dying before his grandparents and putting them through the pain of losing family again. So sad.
I know.
He sweetly leaves and he thanks everyone, and Mayeok encourages him to give the proposition some more thought. So-moon gets a call from Woongmin as he's leaving and rushes to the school gym to help his friends. And at that point, they're like, where is he going? And Hana's like, he's going to go get beaten up again.
Hana
already
like,
knows.
So cool already. I really like
him. So-moon arrives at the gym, but the bullies are pissed that he arrived without the girl who had beat them up earlier because they specifically asked for him to bring her.
Mm-hmm.
So-moon tries to apologize, but they start beating him up when he won't reveal Hana's identity. So-moon becomes angry and surprisingly blocks a punch from the main bully and calls him a son of a bitch and says he's already paid his debt back. And that's the end of the episode, and you're like, oh shit, he's gonna kick their asses.
Yeah, so good.
Ready for it.
Uh-huh.
And then it's the end of the episode.
I feel like a great debut episode.
Yes.
Maybe one of the best. Because it doesn't, like, meander a lot, like, this is this person, this is this person.
Yeah.
Like,
you get a quick introduction of everyone, but in a way to where the story flows really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's enough, like, action happening to, like, keep you interested. And then you're seeing, like, the creepy spirits, which is just like, ugh, it's weird.
Yeah. But, like, the characters are all really likable, so you're, like, already on their side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you already have a good understanding of what a counter is, what a counter does, how a counter typically becomes a counter. So you're not, like, questioning these things anymore, which is great.
Yeah.
Coming off of something like School Nurse Files, where you're like, what that mean? What did any of that mean?
What's a jelly?
But how they become hearts, though. I loved how it looked, but, like, literally nothing made sense for me. And I don't know if it's because I'm fucking dumb. I don't think that's the case. But I just didn't understand anything with that series.
Yeah, I feel like the jellies were, like, a big metaphor for stuff, and I don't know. Anyway. Back to the Uncanny Counter.
Yes, episode 2.
Yes. Okay, so we're very excited jumping into episode 2. The Netflix synopsis is, the counters give Moon an extraordinary surprise. While contemplating whether he wants to join them, he's given a taste of the action.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're back in the gym, and So-moon has his brief moment of strength, but then he is, like, nearly beaten to death after the other bullies join in, and the main bully's just, like, fucking going to town, like, Itaewon Class style, where you're like, oh, he's gonna, like, kill this kid. And it's really scary, and even the other bullies are like, you're gonna kill him!
Yeah, calm down!
I don't want it to go this far. So, thankfully, the Noodle Gang arrives after Hana hears what is going on, like you said. She calls it. He's gonna get beaten up again. Hana takes So-moon to their car, and Motak beats the shit out of the bullies. He, like, we get, kind of like the Bong Soon style shot where you get, like, an x-ray and you see the broken bones, which is cool. But then Mae-ok eventually heals them and wipes their memories, so they don't remember the gang. But he's like, let them be in pain a little longer. Because, yeah, they're totally shitty. And
yeah,
I love how she calls one of them Rooster. Because he has that, like, faux hawk hairstyle. I love it when old people make fun of teenagers in that way. Like, teenagers who deserve to be made fun of.
Totally.
Because they're dicks. Anyway. So-moon eventually wakes up in the cafe and realizes that his leg has been healed by Mae-ok.
Yay!
Yeah. And there's a really sweet/sad scene. This whole drama is, like, sweet but sad in a way. Of him learning how to walk again and then, like, miraculously being like, okay, I got it. And then running while crying and remembering his parents. He returns to the restaurant and opens up about how his parents have died. And the gang kind of starts to reveal how they all had, like, rough pasts and how they were all in comas. But Hana breaks up the moment and announces she's seen another evil spirit. And, like, Hana seems a little bit more closed off than the rest of the group.
Definitely.
Mae-ok and Hana take off to stop the spirit, and Motak stays behind with So-moon. Motak, I think, is supposed to, like, take So-moon home, but he's like, hey, want to fight a level 1 spirit? So he fills So-moon in on how evil spirits work and points out that how So-moon has gained super strength. And yeah, like I said, he, like, helps or he shows someone, like, punch through a chair, and he's like, you've got this, like, let's go do this thing. So the guys take off running, and they're all, like you said, like, with their little earpieces, and they're, like, trying to find this evil spirit that Hana saw. So-moon eventually finds a woman trying to kill her husband, like, he's looking through people's windows. I know. Can you imagine if you're just, like, walking down the street?
Fuck.
And he sees a young boy lying unconscious in the room. And this was a clue because Hana said that she saw the evil spirit with a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's, like, freaking out because, like, he is not very experienced with all this, like, dark shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, just leave him. And he's like, I can't. Like, I'm seeing a murder happen. So he eventually breaks into the apartment, and the other counters are like, shit. So Motak joins him and eventually stops the woman from killing her husband. Hana and Maeok arrive, and Hana reads the husband's memories and realizes that he is actually harboring the evil spirit they've been searching for. She destroys the evil spirit while Maeok heals the dying boy. And
I hated seeing this evil spirit. Like, when the guy's head was just, like, shaking, and you were seeing, like, the guy and then the spirit. Like, it was ugly.
It was ugly. I thought it was really cool, though. It was, like...
Yeah, it was really well done. Just, like, oh, God, this is so creepy.
Yeah, for sure.
And for someone like So-moon, who, again, hasn't seen any of this stuff before, I would have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he's just, like, holding this poor boy.
Terrifying.
Yeah. He's such a sweetheart, So-moon. The gang goes back to the noodle shop and praises So-moon for saving the family and finding the spirit. Because the Maeok also tells the mom. Because so basically the husband was, like, an abusive husband and father. And so she tells her, like, hey, you need to, like, get out of here. So, yeah, they're praising So-moon, and they encourage him to reconsider joining their team. And they even give him a uniform, which is their red tracksuit. Motak says he should decide by tomorrow and not have a week, like Wiegand said. And he's like, hey, just think about it overnight and come meet us in the morning for our morning workout. So-moon happily returns home and shows his grandma how he can walk and jump now, even though / maybe because he knows she won't remember. He's just like, I gotta show someone. The next day, So-moon joins the gang wearing his red tracksuit, and we get a mini flashback, and we see Wiegand laying out the rules. 1, no using powers for revenge, and no interfering in human affairs.
That sounds hard.
For sure.
No interfering. What does that mean, though? No interfering in human affairs? Like if a bully is coming after him, can he beat them up, but not if a bully is going after his friend?
Yeah, it's like, are you allowed to use self-defense?
Yeah, like, I feel like the lines are a little bit blurred on that rule.
For sure.
I understand no using powers for revenge, totally. But the other one is kind of like, it's like a little slippery slope there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that will maybe come up in later episodes as an issue. So, So-moon then asks if he can see his parents as a special favor, since he was not in a coma when she took over his body. And he's like, I'm not gaining anything by doing this, so, like, you have to give me something. The Noodle Gang is excited to see So-moon, and they bring out more of his super strength in their little hazing ritual of placing their handprint on a bridge. And, like, going back to So-moon seeing his parents, we don't see Wiegand answer him. It just, like, cuts to him walking. So I'm wondering if they had, like, a little deal or something. So back at the school, the bullies confront So-moon again, but this time So-moon uses his strength and beats them just enough so that they're embarrassed. He doesn't, like, break their bones or anything, but, like, he basically just sticks up for himself and pushes them. And so, yeah, they're, like, all embarrassed and shitty. Someone tells him not to bully anyone else in the school or he'll go after them. He's like, you can't bully my friends. You can't bully the friends of my friends. You can't bully the friends of the friends of my friends. So it's a great scene. And, like, sometimes I find the, like, kid sticking up to bully scenes kind of cringy.
Yeah.
But I thought this one was good. So.
Yeah, he handled it well.
Uh-huh. So then So-moon goes back to the noodle shop, and the gang briefs him on the different levels of spirits, and specifically the one that killed Chol-jung. Milk gives So-moon a hilariously crude composite sketch of the spirit. And he, like, flips through a book of, like, spirits, and they're like, these have been really helpful. And they're like, I feel bad now for talking shit about, like, child So-moon's artistic skills. When these were clearly drawn by adults. So So-moon shows his artistic skills and draws, like, an actual good-looking composite sketch that looks like a human man. We then get a nice little family photo moment, and I'll talk about this later, but I love a found family story. This has, like, a lot of Mystic Pop-Up Bar vibes. But that sweet moment gets cut short when Hana, like, kicks So-moon's ass due to her aversion of being touched. Motak encourages So-moon to try to take Hana down and read her memory, because he's like, no one can beat up Hana, and so no one knows what her memory is. This ends poorly for little baby So-moon, as she, like, beats the shit out of him. And we get a classic little training montage as So-moon gets more buff and is excited about his new abilities. Also, So-moon definitely still has a crush on Hana.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Later
secretly, he's still like, she's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, she is very beautiful. And she's really cool. So, I also have a crush on her.
And her hair flips in slow motion.
Yes. Later on, So-moon leaves early as Hana has sensed another level 3 spirit. It's a fucking creepy dude walking with a girl, and the counters race towards the scene. It's the end of the episode.
And I wanted to know more. I was ready to watch the next scene.
For sure. Do we have any thoughts and predictions for these 2 episodes?
Thoughts, very good.
Yes.
Very good story. Really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really loving the dynamic, and I think even one of the characters says, like, no one knows what the deal is with this noodle shop, because people thought it was a family, but they don't
act like family.
Yeah, but the ages don't really line up, and it's kind of weird. But yeah, I love just, like, a little gang of misfits kicking ass together.
Totally.
Also, whenever I watch stuff with, like, martial arts or action, I'm like, oh, I just really want to get in shape and, like,
you want to learn martial arts.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
I feel like if I won the lottery, I would hire, like, a personal martial arts trainer.
That would be fun.
And learn, like, Taekwondo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's hard to find the time when you have a job.
Also, I don't want to take a group class.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, after 2 episodes, I don't have many predictions, because we still don't know a whole lot of stuff. But I would just say that there's going to be a lot more in this next episode of So-moon kind of understanding his powers and what it means to be a counter and, like, hard decisions you may have to make in the process. Yeah.
I'm wondering if, like, the spirit that killed Chol-jung, if that's going to be, like, a finale thing, or if that's going to be, like, a mid-series kind of finale. Because that one seemed intense. Like, I'm wondering if this show is going to be like Goblin, where it's like, we're spending the whole series on this one mission, or if it's, like, going to be kind of like a weekly thing, which would be fun.
I'm also curious about the storyline with his parents.
Oh, yeah, and the detective.
Because obviously they were killed for a reason. And for all we know, that, like, I don't know, they're connected in some way, and I feel like spirits are involved in some way too.
And the shady mayor.
Uh-huh.
And the radioactivity. That's not good.
No.
Oh, because they also say that, like, that town, I think, like, Chungjin or something like that, is, like, a hotbed of evil spirit activity. So.
Wonder why.
Yeah, maybe the radioactivity, maybe the shitty mayor. I don't know. Shitty
Maybe
mayor, shitty son.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to see that detective, the female detective.
Oh, yes.
Again. She was cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling she's going to see more deaths like that from spirits and be the only one who's, like, actually trying to solve the cases.
Yeah. I wonder if she's going to team up with them in any way. Maybe, like, at the very end, it'll kind of all come together.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm kind of excited to see Somun's friends eventually finding out he has superpowers.
Yes. No one really questioned him on the fact that he was straight up fucking walking and kicking their asses in the classroom. Because he wasn't using his, like, crutch at that point.
No. But he still walks around with it, I guess, as, like, cover.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really use it. And then he, like, kicks the soccer ball, like, super far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic, like, Spider-Man, like...
Yes. Totally.
I was a dork, and now I'm, like, really good at stuff.
Getting buff.
Yeah, I am really liking it so far.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch more.
Do we have any fashion moments?
Yes, God!
I do not right now.
Yeah, it's a little early, and this might not be a great fashion
Yeah,
series.
I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, I just said I want a tracksuit, and I've been wanting one for a while. I want a matching one, like, it's the year 2002, and I also have, like, after seeing, what's her name? Hana, like, her black hair, I'm like, I've been, like, tinting my hair black, but I've been taking a break, because it's, like, a whole thing, but I'm like, I should do it again. Like, I like the black hair look lately.
Black hair is great.
So that's all I had. But yeah, not the best. Everyone's either in, like, a school uniform or a red tracksuit.
Yeah.
So.
And those bullies that, like, partially wear their uniforms.
Yeah.
But wear just, like, regular t-shirts because they can. God, they suck.
Yeah. Again, definitely total goon vibes from each one.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, do we have an I love you moment?
I love you.
I love you. I will always love you.
I love you.
I will say Somun's sweet friends. Just, like, taking care of him, watching out for each other.
Yeah.
Just, you know, being good friends.
Yeah, they're a sweet little trio. So I was looking up, this is more behind the scenes stuff. I was going through everyone's, like, Asian wiki thing, and it says their ages, like the actors' ages, on their profiles, and Somun's friend, who gets beaten up, is 5 years older than the actor who plays Somun. So he's 15 years older than the girl.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he doesn't look that old.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, like, not old anyway, but, like,
no,
to be 5 years older than them.
He was born in 1991. And I think the guy that plays Somun was born in 1996. And, which is interesting because the girl that plays Hana was also born in 1996. So, like, they're the same age.
Interesting.
Which I feel like kind of makes sense. She maybe looks a little older than him, but maybe it's because she's not in a school uniform.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, wow, that's, like, a very big range of ages supposedly playing the same age.
Totally. That's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, they're a sweet little trio. My I love you was... Oh, like I said, I love the found family vibe. I love, like, it's only been 2 episodes and already Mayok is, like, a sweet little mom to everybody.
Totally.
And Motak is, like, a kind of a grumbly uncle who doesn't want to show he cares, but, like, you can tell he actually does care. And yeah. And I'm, like, already thinking, like, are Somun and Hana going to be cute together? I'm sure this isn't going to be, like, overtly romantic in any way, but I like them together. They're cute.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Because right now she's very closed off.
For sure.
She's just doing her job.
Definitely. And I would be totally okay if they don't address it. But I'm like, I don't know. They're cute. They're both cute. So, yes. Well, I'm really excited. Thank you to all of our Twitter people who told us to watch this because...
Yeah.
Good job.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one.
Do we have anything else?
Watch episode 3 and 4. Because we have a feeling they're going to be good. And we'll be covering them next week. And follow us on the things. And subscribe to the pod and rate the pod. 5 stars, please.
Yes. Buy yourself a cute little pin or sticker or patch from our Etsy.
Or for someone else.
Yeah, you know, birthdays, other holidays, just because.
Just because, yeah. Best Friends Day.
Galentine's, whatever.
Totally.
Okay. Well, I'm very much looking forward to next week.
Me too.
And we will talk to you guys then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.